Am I ready for this? Okay. Welcome to my vlog. If you're a returning watcher, yay, welcome, thank you. And if you're new here, this is the BigMa experience. Basically, you'll be having an experience of a lifetime. And this is going to be my most vulnerable vlog yet. Yes. If y'all thought the last one was me being, nah, that was just me peeling back a few layers. I'm about to go real deep, and this is very personal because this is talking about my personal relationships with the opposite sex. And mom, if you're watching, don't. I beg of you. It's about to get real raw up in here. And yeah, I don't think this is something we would like to discuss over family dinner. So anyways, I have been challenging myself to be more open, to be more vulnerable. It's like therapy for me, and I want to be able to express myself without feeling like I'm holding any part of me back. And if I want to be fully authentic and real and open, I do have to talk about my personal relationships. And I've talked about friendships and, you know, stuff I've suffered through friendships. Yeah, everybody's kind of like used to hearing about that. But a side of me a lot of people don't get to hear is my relationship side. Yes, I know I talk about sex a lot. Even I get tired sometimes. And I think the mistake most people make is because I'm so well informed on sex, they believe that I've had sex with 1,001 people and I am easy access sexually just because I talk about sex a lot. Unfortunately, I was born in a country where knowledge isn't seen as power, it is seen as something people can use. And not in a good way. And all my sexual knowledge, which I gained from like when I was young growing up, wasn't so that I could sleep with everyone. No, it's so that I could understand it. Once I'm fascinated by something as a neurospicy person, I do full on research. You know, full on. I go crazy on it. So, of course, I got interested, intrigued by sex at a very young age, and I wanted to understand it. And one thing a lot of people do not know is the fact that I was a virgin by choice till I was 25. It's because I dedicated myself so much on sex that I understood that having sex for the first time has to be something that you've thought through. It's not something you just do on a whim. It's something you have to be emotionally, mentally, even spiritually ready for. Because you understand that once you start mating with people, your energies are being combined and whatnot. Granted, there's some of these lessons I had to learn, as I grew older, but my first time wasn't one of those, oh my god, I didn't no, it was like all well thought out, all well planned. I know I'm not going to go into details. If you know, you know. Let's leave it at that. Okay? Because I have a feeling my mom is still watching, even though I told her not to. Now, I know some of you will be wondering, so why am I recording this? Besides the fact that I want to talk about my last relationship and how it broke me, it's because my future, divine counterpart, the love of my life, can be watching this. And I might just be exactly what he's looking for, the mess, the goodness, and all in one. So I'm done trying to hide myself under the central guys. I'm very central, yes. There's nothing I can do about it. I know I'm very attractive. God has blessed me with things I didn't ask for. Trust me, when I was younger, I did not want some things. But, we gotta work with what we gotta work with. So yeah, I am doing this also to be accountable to myself about being vulnerable, open, and not hiding parts of me that the world should actually get a chance to see. Because a lot of people in my past that I've had experiences with intimately um, always kind of had the wrong perception of me when we first meet. They think they already have me all figured out. And I keep telling people, I am literally not, see, any preconceived notions you have about me before actually getting to know me kill it, because it's not going to be what you expect. I am literally not what anybody expects. Even me sometimes. Some of the shit that comes out of my mouth, my mind, I just want to be as shocked as you. Because, I'm learning every day, unlearning, relearning, learning. My mind is being, beautifully built in a way that makes me happy and makes me proud of who I'm becoming. I keep saying it, I'm almost 40, so like I am so proud of myself and how far I've grown and all the mess I've been through relationship wise and how it has shaped me beautifully. And now I can share my story, and I don't know, someone might hear it and it might help them in their own relationship, and also help them out to figure out how to let go or heal or alchemize, all the pain and sadness that they're going through, basically. So that's why I'm doing this. So let's get into it. So my ex, that I can't even, can I call him my ex something, this was last year. This is someone I've spoken a little about this on TikTok if you follow me there. And this was someone that was a friend, a long time friend. And I didn't, if I saw this ever over the years of being friends, I never noticed it. Maybe because I never knew much about narcissism, and I only just started learning fully about it in 2023. That's why I've been educating people, because we do not know just how crazy narcissists are. And thanks to the last person I was involved with, I've come to realize that narcissists are evolving. They are actually using knowledge on narcissism to, get more victims. Because I was a victim. And I never saw it coming because, as I said, long time friend. And it was crazy how I even though in my subconscious it felt like love bombing, but I couldn't say it was because, as I said, I've known this person for a long time. And many years ago, this person actually told me when we had like a really short fling that he loved me, which I found weird because I'm like, yeah, I mean, that happens, when you've had like a long time crush and you've developed it so much, it turns to love. Yeah, yeah. And in that moment, I never brought it up for years because I just felt, mm, you know, I'm amazing. So, of course, you will love me. All right, all right, all right. I'm just saying, it's facts, you know. But then over the years, he said it again in 2023. But then he would usually do this thing where he would just disappear and whatnot. And I never really, me, I'm the kind of person that I'm live and let live until I see some certain level of consistency. And by the time it came around last year, was when I was in a place where I've healed my heart. I was learning to love unconditionally without expecting, you know. And he felt like good practice when he came back into my space. And I did ask the questions I needed to. But of course, he's kind of intelligent. So he played it fast, said things he thought I wanted to hear, basically. But I was always repeating questions over and over. And I guess it's part of what didn't allow the affair to go too far because he couldn't continue the pretense. Also, it helps that I'm closer to God now. So when anybody comes into my life and I am not sure if they're really for me or against me, I immediately go to God in prayer. I'm like, reveal this person. Let me know what I need to know. Because I ain't doing that shit no more. After spending 2.5 months in rehab because of letting a motherfucker into my life, into my space, I do not want to ever go through that again. So for me, I let this person into my space. He kept, ingraining himself into my daily life. When I had special occasions, he would invite himself. I remember noting at the end of it all that I only ever invited him once. He always initiated every time we saw or hung out or did anything. You understand? And I was always still like watching. Yes, because I'm someone who has plenty love in her heart, and I would always love friend, foe, whoever. I can love you from a distance. Just because I love you does not mean I want to be around you. It's love. It can be transmuted. It doesn't just stay. It's something that you can, switch up and turn. Most times when you love someone and they don't love you back, you take that love and you pour it back into yourself, and hey, you're good. It's still love. It's still there. There's no hate. There's no, resentment, nothing, because you understand that when you were giving the love, you were not expecting anything back. And that's how I, see life, basically. And that was how I was with him until he tried to pull a fast one on me. And I realized he only just came because he wanted to hit the sweetest cookies ever. And I get that. Mommy, as I said, if you're watching, seriously, you're on your own at this point. What I'm about to say might piss some people off, but if you put your ego aside and you deep it, you know that I'm being very honest. If you've ever had the pleasure of experiencing me intimately, you're welcome. Now, let me help you. If you've been struggling of trying to reinvent that feeling with someone else or looking for me in different people that way, it's never gonna happen. It's a one of a kind, honey. Nothing can compare. And this is not pride and nothing. This is just facts. And you know it. I know it. We all know it. So what you have to do is moving forward. This is just advice. Advice. You can take it, leave it, whatever. Moving forward. Look for someone that makes you happy. That fulfills you in every part of your life and not just that one part. And trust me, you'll be happy. You can never forget me. You can never forget the feeling or the experience. But you can transmute it and be a better person for the next person. Take the positives that you learned during our times together, use it for yourself, and become better for the, rest of the world. But please do not ever think that there is space for you to come back here. There is nobody in my past that I want to bring into my future. So in case I haven't said it, I'm saying it now. We've had our experiences, the chapters are closed, they're done. We praise the Lord. Moving on. I wish you well. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we ain't talking about that no more. Let us move into how he broke me. Oh, so I do have to say, the sex was just there. I've come to realize that when sex is amazing for me with someone isn't because the person is amazing. Granted, there were a few that I could say were good, not mind blowing great that I can't wait to hit it again. As I said, there's no ex of mine. No hate or nothing, it's just I've transcended that. I'm no more that person that they knew or were with. And every time the sex was great, it's because I was really into myself. I was really enjoying it, and the person was just mirroring my energy. It took me having to pull back sexually and take time to love myself to realize, yeah, this person wasn't making the sex great for me. I was, because let's be honest, none of you could ever keep up energetically. Like you say you can, you come around and you waste my time. Maybe a couple of times it's great and you're keeping up, but then the consistency isn't there. And in growing, I've realized this because you're not energetically matched with me, and that is nothing against you. It's just what it is. If I had known long ago who I really was energetically, I wouldn't have put some of you through what you went through. Honestly, if anything, I probably do owe some of you an apology for ever having to encounter you. Keep in mind, these are the only few people that I made a conscious effort to bring into my life. Not those of you that plotted and planned for me and came at me. Whatever karma you're getting right now is what you deserve. Let me just let you know. Because I was on my own, especially the last one that the devil himself that dealt with me. I was on my own. You came into my life. You used the information I shared on narcissism to infiltrate my life with your narcissistic abuse. And then when you saw you weren't getting a headway because I was always a step ahead of you, thanks to God and my spirit guides, you decided to flip the script on me and almost, turn me crazy. With the height of gaslighting and then turning around to call me a narcissist. That was when I was like, yes, motherfucker, definitely. Nah, he ain't alright. And to crown it up, y'all gonna like gasp when you hear the song, because trust me, even I took a minute from crying in the moment of him breaking me down. He looked at me in the middle of me crying, bawling my eyes out because I didn't understand what was going on and why he was attacking me the way he was. From we had a lovely weekend to a weekend after it's shit. And he says, and he was not kidding, he was not joking when he said this. He said, so are we going to go to your place to have sex or what?